And ladies and gentlemen, this time, it's for real. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, 13 Heart Run. I'm your LP here for today, capital G. Of course, that's not the name I'm going to enter this time around, just because I've been reading a lot of Game of Thrones. I'm going to name him Jon Snow. I think it's only 7 letters. So let's go capital S, N-O-W. Jon Snow. Good enough. 6 letters. Good enough. So before I press this little here end button and start the game, yes, you heard me. A 13 heart run. What this implies is the following. The only heart containers I will be allowed to collect over the course of the game will be the ones I get from completing dungeons. I will not be allowed to collect a full set of heart pieces, and I will not be allowed to collect the heart container that is awarded when you rescue Zelda. The minimum number of hearts you can complete this particular Zelda game is 13. And that is what I'm going to be doing on this quest. A 13 heart run. And this is for real. No more beans jokes. No more not leaving the house. Just a good old-fashioned saving Zelda. Because Zelda right now is a prisoner of the dungeon. And she has no business being a prisoner of the dungeon. Especially to this guy named I'm calling him Adam. The wizard Adam has done something to the other missing girls, and I don't really want to know what else he's done to those missing girls besides make them missing. And he's seized control of the castle, and he's trying to open the 7 Wise Men's seal. And I guess we don't want that to happen. Otherwise, she wouldn't be trying to reach out to us in our dreams like this. Jon Snow! I'm going out for a while. I'll be back by morning. Don't leave the house, or else you have to take the black. Fair enough. So, for anyone who's seen my April Fool's video, the reason I did that is that this is the only game where the first character you encounter tells you not to wake up, not to leave, whatever. At the beginning of every other Zelda game, you're basically told to go, wake up, come on, get on with it. You're woken up from your sleep, you're thrown right into adventure. But in this game, your uncle's like, don't leave the house, don't walk out into this rain. Well, sorry uncle, but there's no beans in the house. So, I'm coming out into the rain, and you can follow the path to the castle, and you'll notice here, a nice little design trick is that they give you all sorts of visual cues as to how to get into the castle. If you walk along the brick path, it'll lead right to this bush randomly. Boom! That's your way in. So for anyone who doesn't know where they go the first time they play this game, and of course if you wait long enough, the game itself will clue you in on this particular hidden path. So, there you go. There should be no excuses as to not being able to get started in this game. Jon Snow, I didn't want you involved in this. I told you not to leave the house. Now you have to take the black. Take my sword, my shield, and the black, and listen. You can focus power in the blade by holding the B button, then release it using our secret technique handed down by our people. Jon Snow, you can do it. Defend the wall. Zelda is your... Da-da-da-da. Bye, uncle. I still don't know his name, actually. Another part of that joke, by the way, going back to the April Fool's joke. The idea itself came from the fact that someone actually wrote a crappy review of this game, A Link to the Past, because they didn't actually leave the house. I forget who it was I spoke to precisely. I remember Radical Redcon was part of that conversation, but I don't remember the other people that were involved. So maybe if he remembers the conversation, he can clue us in on who else was there, and we can post links to their channels, because they are LPers. They're people that he met through a Let's Play subreddit. And before I continue, I just wanted to point out this little treasure chest. If you didn't already collect the lantern, that's what would be in here. So on we go. Enough talking about an April Fool's video. Let's save the princess. And there's no better way of saving the princess than cutting through bushes. Except maybe teaching these green guards a lesson. Oh, come on, really? The sword fighting physics are pretty cool in this game, actually. This, of course, dates back to the Super Nintendo. One thing I lied about in the April Fool's video is I have played and completed A Link to the Past before. This is not my first time playing this game. I had previously played and completed the game on the Game Boy Advance, the Game Boy Advance port of Link to the Past. That actually came with Zelda 4 Swords, which I've never done a 4-player game of. I did a 2-player game of that once, but I didn't do a 4-player game of it. That would have been cool to do. But anyways, instead of playing this in like the 90s when this game came out, I first played the game around 2000 or so. Got ourselves a map. I've played the game maybe 2 or 3 times, so I'm not an expert at this game by any means, and I don't remember where everything is by any means. But I'm pretty sure I can beat the game with 13 hearts. And how? Well, by throwing pots. It's the best way to defeat enemies. Because your sword takes 3 hits. But you throw a pot into their face, a clay pot to the face of anyone who's heavily armored, boom, down on 1 hit. No, I don't get the logic. Just go with it. Now, did I have any... by the time I got to play this game, I didn't have any special impressions of it. The game was already established, everybody knew it was awesome. So I can't say this game left a huge impression on me overall. But I do really enjoy this game. Boomerang, by the way. We got a key from we beat the blue guard, and we got our boomerang. And I can tell you that we don't need our lantern for a little while, so equip our boomerang and go. As I was saying, this game did not leave a huge impression on me. I have to realize at this point, by the time I played and finished this game, I had already played and completed Ocarina of Time on the N64. I love the N64. That was an amazing system. I miss it. I miss it so bad. Hang on, just trying to get coordinated here. The controls are the exact same as they would be on the Super Nintendo, by the way, because the button placement is exactly the same. There, that takes care of that problem. So anyone who decides to pick this up on the Wii U, I am playing this off my Wii U. Jon Snow, listen carefully. The wizard is magically controlling all the soldiers in the castle. Oh no. Hypnotism. I fear the worst for my father. Your father? My father got brutally murdered for a treason he didn't commit. The wizard is an inhuman fiend with strong magical powers. Yeah, and so is the fiend that decided that my father could not take the black. Your point? Doing a little bit of role-playing, of course. Do I understand? Not really. But I'm going to say yes anyways because, yeah. Progresses the game and Zelda's hot. So let's get to the first floor, but before we do that, collect some money. Money is important. Money makes the world go round, and we're also going to grab the hearts that are hidden under these pots. Get rid of that annoying dinging noise. So back to the first floor we go. Try and get Zelda out of this castle. At least she's in this castle, not another one. We don't like it. Nobody ever liked it when we found out that our princess was in another castle. So we'll just sneak by those green guys. They're not too hard to deal with, but when you have a chance to solid sneak it and stealth by, go for it. Down you go. And we're almost back to the top. So there we are. Now we've made it back to the first floor, and just for the sake of exploration, I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to go back up to the top here. This way we can avoid the guards. I only have 3 hearts, so the less damage I take, the better. Am I going to die in this? No. I'm not going to die here. I'm not going to die in this castle. At least not at this early point of the game. Now, if you go through here, you actually go outside, and you'll go outside to the outside. Well, I'll show you here. Actually, I don't really know how to explain it in words, so I'm going to show you. You can come outside here on top to the upper level of the castle, but you cannot go through. It's sealed. So we have to come back much later. Well, not much later, but later on in the game. For now, stick to the original plan, and that is getting Zelda through the secret passage in the throne room. So, let's go up here to the upper floor. The way to the throne room is the way you'd expect it. Straight up the middle. That ornamental shelf should open. Do you have a light? Do I have a light? You're a smoker? Well, I am recording this on 420. Easter, 420, Passover. Pick your favorite. That's when I'm actually recording this. It's pitch dark inside, and you can't see without one. Let's go. Now, I celebrated with my family on a different day. So I'm just going to equip my lantern. You don't need to equip your lantern. As long as you have it, you can see in the dark. But it's good to have handy, so whenever you find one of these lanterns, you can just light up the whole room and actually see everything. And there's not really much to do here. I'll just keep this lit up. Boom. And we continue. Now, every time you use a lantern, you're going to use your magic. Use up some magic. It's listed. The amount of magic you have is listed. It's not really listed, but it's indicated up on the top left. We're gonna take down some of these snake thingy-mabobbies. Goddamn snakes in this goddamn motherfucking sewer. I have not seen that movie, by the way, Snakes on a Plane. It's one of those movies that's so bad I just don't want to watch it. Some people will say it's so bad you have to watch it, but no, I'm not the kind of person who goes out of my way to watch bad movies because they're bad. So, I skipped out on Snakes on a Plane. Probably healthier for me, anyways. I guess while we're on the topic of movies, worst movie that I have seen was Chicken Little. I've got a friend who takes care of younger kids and loves kids movies. And so made me sit down to watch Chicken Little. And I don't know how you turn Chicken Little into an aliens invading the world kind of movie, but they did it. And that sucked. There's no other way of putting it. That was a terrible idea. That sucked. That movie should not have happened. Another example of a really bad movie, Demolition Man. That's one of those movies that are just really cheesy and really bad. But it's hard to look away from a train wreck like that. It really is. An example of a movie that I thought was really, really bad, but everyone seems to love. The Star Trek reboot. I'm a huge Star Trek fan. And I paid my I was gonna give the new movie a chance. I actually went to see it in theaters, and I paid my like $15. I bought my popcorn and stuff. And about 15 minutes into the movie, by the way, we have to pull the switch open to open the door. If you pull the other switch, it drops enemies from the roof. Just for the sake of demonstration, let's do that. So yeah, let's get out of here. And I'll finish my Star Trek story in a moment, because we have officially rescued Zelda. Yes, it was Jon Snow who helped me escape from the dungeon when I was captive. The wizard said, once I had finished with you, the final one, the Seal of the Wise Men, will open, and the wall will fall and we get to invade. Jon Snow, you must not let the land of Hyrule fall into the wizard's clutches. If he releases the Seal of the Seven Wise Men, evil power will overwhelm the Seven Kingdoms. Before that happens, before it's too late, destroy the wizard before he destroys all of Winterfell. You can do it, you can! Yeah, I'm gonna have some fun, like, making this, like, the Legend of Thrones. There you go. The Legend of Thrones. A link to the Seven Kingdoms. Somebody make that happen. If you like modding games, somebody make that mod. It has to happen. But what else has to happen is me getting the Master Sword. And I have to go talk to Shirao. I'm calling him Sam, not... You'll see who I'm talking about. The Elder. Yeah, I understand. We all do. So you see this? That is a heart container. I will not be collecting that heart container, because this is a 13 heart run. If I collect it, then... well, I am disqualified. So, yeah, we're coming up to time here, actually. So... what I'll do is next time we will continue our 13 heart run, and I will finish my tale of the Star Trek reboot movie. It's not a very long tale, to be honest with you, but it's one that needs to be told. Talk to y'all later.